Hello everyone. Today we'll discuss the part 19 of the important notes for biochemistry so that you can easily able to answer the one-liners and the MCQs in your exam. Oxygen saturation of the hemoglobin and the partial pressure of the oxygen in the mmHg, right? Or we can say this is actually a hemoglobin oxygen dissociation curve, and as you can see this is actually sigmoidal in shape. Now this graph basically shift towards the right side when there is decreased affinity for the O2. Okay, and this affinity decreases for the O2 in this all condition. That means increase in the partial pressure of the CO2, decrease in the pH, increase in the 2,3 diphosphoglycerate, increase in the temperature. The graph shift towards the right. Okay, while this graph shift towards the left when there is increase in the affinity for the O2. Okay, and this basically occurs when there is decrease in the partial pressure of the CO2, when there is increase in the pH, when there is decrease in the 2,3 diphosphoglycerate, decrease in the temperature, and this basically occurs in the fetal hemoglobin. Okay. Now next graph is the myoglobin oxygen dissociation curve, and this is actually, as you can see, this is actually a rectangular hyperbola. This is the hemoglobin dissociation curve, while this is the myoglobin dissociation curve. Okay, and this is rectangular hyperbola. A competitive inhibitor binds with free enzyme at the active site reversibly to form the enzyme inhibitor complex that is catalytically inactive and cannot bind the substrate. Now in the competitive inhibitor, the Km value increases while the Vmax remains the same. Now over here the example is the oxamate. Oxamate is actually a competitive inhibitor of the LDH, that is the lactate dehydrogenase. Physostigmine is also a competitive inhibitor of the cholinesterase. Sulfonamide is actually an antibiotic, and this sulfonamide competitively inhibits synthesis of the folic acid in the bacteria. Methotrexate is a competitive inhibitor of the dihydrofolate reductase. Methotrexate treats the cancer by slowing the growth of the cancer cells. Also, it treats the psoriasis by slowing the growth of the skin cells to stop scales from forming. Also, the methotrexate may treat the rheumatoid arthritis by decreasing the activity of the immune system. Now, dicomedol, it is actually an anticoagulant, is actually a competitive inhibitor of the vitamin K analog. A non-competitive inhibitor binds at the regulatory site and induces a change in the active site so that the substrate cannot bind and thus decreases the velocity. So, the non-competitive inhibitor, now in the non-competitive inhibitor, the Km value and the substrate concentration remains the same while the Vmax decreases. Iodoacetate is a non-competitive inhibitor of the glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Heavy metals and the dimercaprol are the non-competitive inhibitors of the SS groups or the sulfhydryl groups. Diisopropyl fluorophosphate is a non-competitive inhibitor of the serine protease. Uncompetitive inhibitor. Now in the uncompetitive inhibitor, both the Km value and the Vmax decrease. Now the examples of the uncompetitive inhibitor is the acetylcholine, which inhibits the placental ALP, that means the placental alkaline phosphatase. Suicidal inhibition. Now this suicidal inhibition is shown by a special class of the inhibitors in which the enzyme converts inhibitor into a reactive form in its active site. Now examples of the suicidal or the mechanism based inhibition are allopurinol, which actually inhibits the xanthine oxidase, and the aspirin, which actually inhibits the cyclooxygenase. Feedback or the end product inhibition basically controls the amount of product the cell needs. Functional plasma enzymes are those enzymes which function in the plasma, for example, blood coagulation enzymes. Non-functional plasma enzymes are cell-derived enzymes which function inside the cells or the tissue, for example, ALT or SGPT. ALT is the alanine transaminase, and the SGPT, that means serine glutamate pyruvate transaminase. So, the example of the non-functional plasma enzymes are the ALT or the SGPT. Now, cell damage leads to increased concentration of the non-functional plasma enzyme in the plasma. Now, what is plasma? Plasma is actually a physiological fluid. What is serum? Serum is actually prepared in the lab, and the serum is equal to plasma minus clotting factor. If we will remove the clotting factor from the plasma, it is known as the serum, and this is prepared in the lab. Transaminases are used to diagnose myocardial infarction by the way of SGOT and liver disease by the way of SGPT. SGOT, that means serum glutamic oxaloacetic transaminase, and SGPT, that means the serum glutamate pyruvate transaminase. Okay. Alkaline phosphatase is used to diagnose bone and the liver disease and hyperparathyroidism. Prostate cancer is diagnosed by acid phosphatase. Therapeutic enzymes. Now, these therapeutic enzymes are the streptokinase, asparaginase, pepsin, alpha-1 antitrypsin, uricase, lactase, trypsin, and the chymotrypsin and collagenase. Streptokinase or the urokinase catalyzes the lysis of the intravascular clots, for example, in the myocardial infarction. So, in the myocardial infarction, to break down or to lyse the clots, streptokinase or the urokinase actually are used. Asparaginase or the glutaminase used in the treatment of the acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So, in the ALL, or we can say acute lymphoblastic leukemia, asparaginase or the glutaminase are used. Pepsin is used in the treatment of the chronic ingestion and the pancreatic insufficiency. Alpha-1 antitrypsin is used in the treatment of the emphysema that is caused by deficiency of the alpha-1 antitrypsin. And so over here what happens actually in the emphysema, the elastase enzyme actually causes the fibrosis of the lung layer. Now, the uricase is actually used in the treatment of the gout. Lactase is used in the treatment of the lactose intolerance and the penicillin allergy treatment. Collagenase is used in the treatment of the skin ulcers. Key regulatory reaction or the committed steps of the metabolic pathway are often subjected to allosteric regulation. Most common covalent modification is the phosphorylation and the dephosphorylation. Other covalent modification are the methylation, acetylation, adenylation, ADP, ribosylation, and the uridylation. Now, phosphate is most commonly added at the OH group of the serine and less common at the threonine. Diisopropyl fluorophosphate DIFP binds to the serine residue at the position 195 of the chymotrypsin through its phosphate. Enzyme actives in the phosphorylated state are the glycogen phosphorylase, phosphorylase kinase, key enzyme of the gluconeogenesis, HMG-CoA reductase kinase, and the ATP citrate lyase. Now, over here, these all enzymes actually gets activated in the phosphorylated state, while the enzyme which are actually active in the dephosphorylated state are the glycogen synthase, acetyl-CoA carboxylase, pyruvate dehydrogenase, HMG-CoA reductase, and the phosphofructokinase 2. So, these all enzymes actually gets active in the dephosphorylated state. Compartmentalization of the cells give a regulation to control the enzymatic activity. Enzyme synthesis can be induced or repressed at the level of the genes. Housekeeping or constitutive genes are those genes which are always active. For example, enzymes of the TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle. Inducible genes are the genes which can be activated whenever required. For example, enzymes of the gluconeogenesis. Ubiquitin proteasome pathway is the ATP-dependent pathway for degradation of the proteins or the enzymes. Ubiquitin proteasome pathway occurs in the cytoplasm and the nucleus and is for damaged or short-lived proteins. Ubiquitin protein is highly conserved, small, globular, non-enzyme protein and is recycled also. Epsyl amino of lysine in the protein is attached to the C N-terminal glycine of the ubiquitin. ATP-independent proteolytic pathway occurs in the lysosomes and enzyme used is the hydrolase. Proteins having amino acids, arginine and acetylated alanine at the N-terminal ends have short half-lives and are rapidly degraded. So remember, proteins having amino acid, that is the arginine and the acetylated alanine, at the N-terminal ends have short half-life and they are easily and rapidly degraded. Proteins rich in proline, glutamate, serine and threonine, the PEST sequence, are also degraded. Zymogens are inactive precursors of the enzyme. So today up till here, we'll discuss about the further important notes in our next videos. Thank you so much.